Ras from Bishop Johnson School and College, and I'm here to present for you the value of true equal opportunity. This is about a person who was often asked a question: since you did not become rich from building a network marketing business, why do you recommend others get into the business? And there were several reasons for this. There are three stages of his mind, in which the first was the closing of his mind. In the mid-1970s, he attended a presentation on a new business opportunity. It was a 3-hour presentation, and he agreed with most of the points on why someone should start their own business. The part he did not pay much attention to was how the business they were building was so very different from the business he was building. Because at that time he was building his business to make himself rich, and they were talking about building a business that made many people rich. At that stage of his life, his mind was not open to such radical new ideas. In his mind, a business was supposed to make only the owners rich. And at the end of the evening, when he was asked by his friend about what he thought of the business opportunity presented, he replied, "It was interesting, but it's not for me." And when his friend asked him the reason for that, he said, "I'm already building my own business. Why do I need to build a business with other people? Why should I help them? Besides, I've heard rumors that these network marketing businesses are just pyramid schemes and are illegal." And before his friend could say anything further, he walked off into the night, got in his car and drove away. He did not think about the network marketing business for 15 years. A change of his mind began in the early 1990s when he was surprised by the news that one of his friends, he respected for his financial wisdom and his business success, was also in the network marketing business. Very curiously, he asked his friend, "Bill, why are you in this business? You don't need the money, do you?" Bill laughed and said, "I like making money, but I'm not in the business because I need the money." Slowly, he began to understand Bill's reason for being in the business. His primary reasons were, firstly, he wanted to help people. This was his main reason for having this business. Although being a very rich man, he was not at all greedy and arrogant. Secondly, he wanted to help himself, because Bill realized that if he helped more people in becoming rich, then he would have more of the investors. The irony is that the more he helped others for becoming rich and building their own business, the more his business grew and he became richer. Now, he has a thriving consumer distribution business, more investors, and more money of his own to invest. After this, that person started thinking from an open mind. His point of view on the network marketing business began to change. He began to see things that his closed mind could not see. He began to see things that were good and positive about the industry rather than the things that were negative. He also observed that a network marketing business has an open door policy. Hence, we can conclude that just because a child does not do well in school or does not land a high-paying job, it does not mean they have to suffer financially all their lives. The rich dad says that today, rather than beating his classmates at test time or killing your enemies in the battlefield or wipe out your competition in the corporate world, you should rather work with those who want to help others to achieve their financial goals and live without hurting others. It is the time that people all over the world have an equal opportunity to enjoy a rich and abundant life, rather than spend their life working hard only to make the rich richer. If the gap between the rich and poor widens, it will be harder to give peace a chance. As the rich dad often said, if you give a poor person money, you only keep that poor longer.
The next man on stage would be Prashant Dwivedi, who would be speaking on life-changing business education.
A very good evening to all of you. I'm Prashant Dwivedi from St. Joseph's College, and I am here to say something about life-changing business education. Yes. First of all, I'd like to make a all short and simple for you. This is first channel, and the second thing I have to do is to decipher my own handwriting. It's really difficult to understand. Now, sitting here, I realized something. I want to confess that many of you spoke different things about this, your own goal or what you want to do ahead in life. Yes, the voice is very loud enough. So the thing is that we are all running a rat race, and even if we win at the end, we are all rats. If you want to be different, then you have to follow your own dreams, and if you don't follow your own dreams, you still be a rat, and that's what you don't want to do. Now, many of you spoke the term network marketing business, like you are Harvard School graduates and you know everything. Well, can anyone here tell me what is network marketing business? Is there any Harvard graduate present here? No. Anyone? Well, network marketing is just you can say selling products and services using unconventional methods. It does not involve methods like advertisement, retail chains, and something like that. It is done using individual representatives and associates. It is totally different from what you see in television. You see an ad, you go buy, purchase something. It's like Amway. Amway is an ideal example of network marketing. So, moving on, the main emphasis of life-changing business education is to turn newbies into high flyers by giving them proper exposure and making them face new challenges. Often network marketing is a good way to do this, as it involves meeting new people and facing new situations. The author himself, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, is a non-believer in stereotypical business education given in business schools. The teachers, most of the teachers themselves start from school and end up in a school. They never have had any type of proper education of business. They just know what these theories are. They'll just tell you the theories, and when you go outside, you just cannot apply these theories to do something proper. You are just useless. Will you stop gesturing from there? Now, the author studied in this business school for 9 months, and after which he dropped out. And he joined this league of super famous dropouts, which includes Ted Turner, the founder of CNN, Cable News Network, and Bill Gates, Michael Dell. Michael Dell is the founder of Dell Computers, while Thomas Alva Edison is also included in this list. So, the real life education he had was not in this business school, but after he dropped out. He started a small business which ran well for some time, after which it turned out really bad. The market crashed and he lost everything. And in some parts of the chapter, which I really didn't understand what is it, that he refers to some rich dad. Actually, it's his own realization. He tells us that my rich dad told me that after you lose something, money and this wealth and money make you arrogant and stupid. But after you lose something, you have your humility and party, which can make you this a kind of person who is ready to learn again. So you start off things and do better once again. Well, dropping out was not an issue here, as some of the great men of the world have been a part of this league, such as Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Ted Turner, Steve Jobs, etc. For these people, it was the real life experiences which brought them to the world of business education and made them butterflies from caterpillars, as it is written in the book. It has been emphasized by the author that skills are what make a person rich rather than theories. This was what he got to know from his rich dad when the author started a business of his own and the market soon crashed. Now, this is what happens when you step into the real world. Your theories just turn useless and you are left on your own. You have to use your own realizations to do something better. So, it is where people get the right attitude for success, and which is extremely important in any field. All one needs to do is to have a genuine interest to learn, and the time and the world will be with you always. Now, these are some of the certain things which we learn while we step into the real world, and get the proper business education. These are an attitude of success, leadership skills, communication skills, people skills, overcoming personal fears, lack of confidence, overcoming fear of rejection, money management skills, investing skills, accountability skills, time management skills, goal settings, and dressing for success. If you didn't understand these terms, you can ask me. Now, all this is possible when we push ourselves beyond the limits of common man. It is greatly inspiring to know that soldiers in Vietnam died fighting so that others might survive, or how a little girl with prosthetic leg can put up such a show of spirit. And if you want to be a leader, then you need to connect with the human spirit, to put an end to hindrances and to inspire and to move up. This helps us acquire a vision. It is us who decide the aspect of our nature which controls us. That is a rich person, a poor person, and a middle class person. And if you want to be a rich man, then overcome your fear and greed, and only then you can move ahead in life. Summing it all up, life-changing business education is just not about business schools or business studies, but rather stepping out into reality and learning from our mistakes. It is the fear of making mistakes in the end which makes us a loser, while if we learn from our mistakes, then we can be a real learner. Now, there's just one thing remaining. I'd like to quote one of the famous basketball players. His name is Michael Jordan. He said this. He said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Maybe I'm embarrassed a little bit, but you know what? I learned much more than what you did.